Hey yo, so right now, let's go. At no point does my face look normal. Welcome to Kay's world, where the lighting keeps changing and KJ keeps trying to fix it. Today we're going to be drawing a picture of one of my best friends in the world, and then we're gonna go and show it to him. I'm super excited about it personally. It's been a project I've been wanting to work on for a long time, but I just got my skills leveled up to the ability to do it. I think everyone's going to like it and love it and appreciate me as the artist and him for being such a good friend as to be worthy of being drawn.
Dang.
You don't have to be worthy. I've drawn like random people off of Instagram, don't worry. He was sick. He wasn't doing all right.
Are any of your other friends sick?
No. We had like friends and stuff, so it's checking in on him and stuff, because friends do that and stuff. And then it was like, hey, how you doing? Sick. I was like, man, you know, there's nothing I can do about your sickness, but I think this can help. How about I draw a picture of you, ... riding on a lion.
And what did he say?
Yes. It's like, he answered before I could even blink.
Okay, so that's how he said it.
Yeah. Okay, I was like, all right, it's a bet then.
So you set off to work when?
2 days later. Because before that, I was going to Creations place at the Hype Center, and we were doing some work for real, setting up an art class that I'm going to be doing soon. Yo, I've never drawn that before. So then I finished doing that, and then I turned to the next page, and then I drew Mikey. And that's what this video is going to be about. Guys, that's what we're going to be doing today. I hope you guys are as excited about it as I am.
Start describing your process.
Feels like an interrogation now.
What?
I was thinking, man, I'm so nervous. I've never done this before. I've never drawn Michael. I haven't drawn a lion in like 2 years. So I just was like super psyched because I was like, yes, this is going to be super difficult.
That's the right attitude.
Yes. Yes, it was. But then I had to start drawing, right? So I just used my usual method, right? So like you've seen me do this before. I'll just draw like circles for the different parts of the face and the body and the proportions, and basically just started laying everything down. I didn't want to put in too much work off rip, because getting like into those small details before you have like the bigger picture always ends up making you not get to the bigger picture. So just taking it basically a step at a time. It was also like a joke because Mikey's actual email has a picture of him as a smiley face. And so I was basically saying I drew a picture of him, but it was just copying off of the animated picture of him. I was gonna say, great, now I can send it to him. But I wanted it to be a surprise, so I couldn't just do a joke like that, you know? It would have ruined everything. He still doesn't actually know what the reaction is gonna be today. I just told him we're doing a video. Are you getting closer? His hat, I got it kind of perfect off rip. It was like exactly what I was going for. And I was like, man, I didn't realize I was so good at drawing hats. But it's kind of easy if you think about it. Like you could see me just kind of guessing where the edge of his head would be and then going from there upward to where the top of the hat would end. Got it to the right height and shape, and then I did the shading off rip because it was like, yeah, this is basically done. I don't think I touched the hat for like the rest of the video until I started trying to do like the hair on the sideburns.
When did you start on the lion?
So I think I like finished like getting where I wanted the arms to be, and then I just went and drew like a big circle for where the lion's head would be. What I was doing is like I was drawing, because I'd never drawn a lion in like a long time, said, you know what, flip it. I'm just gonna draw the person and then fit the lion in based on how I have the person. So once I had basically placement for the human, then I went and started drawing like the lion's torso, the back end, and the legs, and probably the face was the hardest part. It was like that was the defining moment on whether I was gonna draw a male lion or a female lioness.
I remember you said, why would I miss out on the opportunity?
Right, like manes look cool, you know? Like I see all the reference pictures, you look up lion, it's gonna show you the male lions. Yeah, and then I thought about it and was like, I mean, that kind of fits more with my friend anyway. He's like the male lion. He's not like the female lion. It's very male.
What are you thinking about when you're drawing the toes?
I was trying to think of all the other times that I'd try to draw paws, and I was glad that I didn't have to draw hands. Drawing the paws, I knew I was gonna have to draw them and then redraw them several times just to make sure that they looked how I wanted them to and were the right size. It was like I was trying to use a reference of like a human hand, you know, you draw the different joints for where the fingers are attached. But with these, I just drew like stubby kind of circles for each of them. And then on the other paw, I ended up using like a completely different technique. And I think I liked the results of that one better. Basically, what I'm finding is anything where I don't have to keep erasing as much is starting to be better for me. And so I'm just learning how to draw forms off rip just based off of how they look in a reference, rather than having to break it down into as many like basic shapes as I used to. Skills! Do stuff like that for you. When I was drawing the human form on the top of the lion, I was like, man, I usually draw females, so trying to draw a boy in itself was also a challenge for me. I was trying to not give him like a feminine looking thigh, and I think I still failed on that. No big deal, at least it fits on there. I made up for it by putting like a gamer's vest on him.
Feminine thigh? How do you know?
It looks really soft and round.
You do like soft and round.
I am soft and round.
For those who don't know, everything she draws is soft and round.
And look at our handwriting. Comparing our handwriting is like...
Right.
Drawing the lion's leg was way easier than the human's leg because it was basically like an arm. I'm pretty solid when it comes to drawing arms. I think I did the arm on the lion more based on a dragon than I did off of a lion. Yes, I've seen more dragons than I have seen lions. I think I even finished it off faster. The thing about the arms was just trying to decide how much of it was going to be covered by the mane and how much of it was going to be left exposed to the viewer. Which at first I had drawn them standing on like a flat plane, but when I looked at it, I realized the way that the human was, it just needed to be different. So I lowered the entire back end of the lion and then made some rock formations under it so it could be climbing up something. And now they're going off, and this is much more of a storytelling sort of picture. I just decided to keep the lion's tail up just to make it have more of that animated feel. It's not like a normal lion, obviously, because it's letting him ride on it. Because like normally the tail would be down, but I put it up like a mouse or a squirrel, and he's just like searching something out for him, helping Mikey get to somewhere that apparently has something to do with gaming. Apparently. I need something to drink. I'm not used to talking this much. I usually get quiet after a few minutes and then just go back to doing what I was doing. Thank you. Now you guys are gonna hear me drinking. That first rock, that was there from the beginning. The rock was the first thing that I drew. It's a very random rock, but I think it looks cool. It feels like it's supposed to be there. There's some significance. I started remembering all the things that I learned from the rock drawing tutorial video, and then I put some mushrooms growing on the backside of it. Probably my favorite thing to draw, like adding the finishing touches, was the clouds. I just thought they brought so much personality to it. They really seem to make it seem like they're almost up in the sky. It really added to that adventure sort of feel. There's also a rainbow in there. My idea is I'm just gonna fill that in when I go to color this. Something I'm kind of nervous about, but I am looking forward to it. I know it's gonna turn out amazing, so we're gonna be getting his reaction to it later on today. I'm super excited about that as well. I'm just going to be kind of walking you through my process of bringing this masterpiece to life.
Say I love art.
Because I love art. The first thing that I wanted to do was start on the setting, set in sort of the savannah area, but it's also Lion King, oh, we're standing on the rock up above all rocks sort of thing going on. My friend Michael and his lion, I wouldn't say it's a pet, it's more like his guide on this wonderful adventure that they're both going on together.
Can I just say something?
What?
That's actually a really small lion.
It is. It is very small.
Because, like, relative to the human, like...
He's short.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then...
He's kind of like a pet lion.
He really is. Like a Roblox lion, not even gonna cap.
Yeah. Like it's a video game.
And I didn't realize that's what you were doing with the vest. That's actually cool.
I made it so the whole world kind of seems like an adventure video game type thing going on. When I went to do his face though, I didn't want to like go ahead and just there's the whole him exactly how he looks in real life. I just kind of wanted to get it on the paper and then lay out the beautiful rest of the outline. After I got all those preliminary details down, I went ahead and started filling it in and try to make everything more precise so that it would really look like what I was drawing. My favorite things to draw in this picture were the lion's mane and my friend's face. The mane was like super fun and beautiful. I just love how the lion's mane looks. It basically helped me to lay down the entire rest of the lion that I didn't have a clue how to draw. Then drawing my friend's face, it was like I was really able to just kind of show what my skill level was, being able to just look at the picture of him and then print it out. Like it happened so quickly. I was just like giggling on the inside a little bit because it was like, wow, I actually am able to do that. I only had to make some minor adjustments in shading, and then I had to like kind of take a second look at his eyebrows to make sure that I got those to look how they do on the picture of him.
How many faces do you think you've drawn and painted in your life?
That's actually a good question. Go with 50.
How many hours do you think you've drawn in your life? That's a crazy number to try to estimate, but like...
For over 100 hours. What's gonna be next? Limbs. I was trying to get their proportions right and get their placement right on the paper based on the angle of the faces. Did I tell you guys about the Q-tip trick? So what you do is you get yourself a nice QT. Put a bunch of shading on the paper with your pencil. Get that graphite in there on those proper locations where you want your shadows. Take that there Q-tip and you smudge that there. Smudge it just like this. Or like this. Like this. I had to spend like a significant portion of the time on my drawing doing the smudging work, to be honest. And it's actually way better than using your finger because that'll get like natural oils on the paper, which just basically is making it dirty and harder to erase, stuff like that that you don't want. And instead of having to keep on adding layers and layers on top of your finger oil, you can just smudge it, and then when you need to add more shading, just put some more graphite on it. It's literally so easy. So I love how it comes out. I've probably added it on every aspect of the drawing, including the tail. Oh, hey! What were we talking about? My other video, you probably see me using like a piece of tissue or like a paintbrush. Paintbrush, what I'd say is that worked really well. I just wish I'd had like a different type of pencil because I'm just using like a regular HB #2 pencil. And to be honest, it doesn't really smudge very far with it because it's pretty much very hard pencil lead. And so it doesn't really come off the paper as easily with the paintbrush. And so you have to just keep going over it for a long time. And it really was not serving its purpose to the best degree. Q-tip worked for this because I'm using some basic school supplies, and this sketch pad I got for when I was like 10. If we're gonna talk about the quality of materials.
No, it's not a tutorial video.
It's not a tutorial.
No,
It was a very cute, adorable lion.
You were bit by a spider and never got it treated like...
Nah, it was just like, I didn't get any superpowers from it.
Yeah, it's just...
Now I just have a medical condition.
Yeah. Oh well. I feel like a few years ago I got bit on my butt by a spider.
Oh.
It never stopped hurting every time I said that.
No. Why do some injuries never go away?
Start describing your process.
Feels like an interrogation now.
What? Oh, was it the slightly country?
Yes.
Alright, now start describing your process.